Hi there, my name is Amber Hayes, and I am working with Strategic Networks Group in order to help small to medium-sized businesses better utilize broadband. And this includes things like optimizing cloud tools to different interfaces to e-government solutions. And today we're going to be talking about things like selling online. Now, the growth of online sales is tremendous. In 2012, worldwide, we saw over $1 trillion in online sales. And the trend is seeing that growth increasing, both in the volume of people involved in buying online, what they're buying online, and interestingly, the amount that they're interested in and capable of spending online is increasing as well. So it is a critical area for businesses to consider as they're expanding their market, diversifying their products, or really just competing in today's world. So some of the questions that we get around online sales is, what is it? What are the components of it? So I'm just going to break that down in real simple terms here today. Now, one of the things that you do need right in the middle here is a website. Now, folks will often ask, do I need a website? And my simple answer is, yeah. If you're playing in the online world, you do need an online presence, and that is typically going to be your website. Now, does it have to be expensive, complicated, complex? No, it doesn't. If you take a look at some of the accompanying materials to this video and to these modules and e-business tactics, we've outlined some different resources for tools to build a website that range from free of charge to fairly low cost, and they include, some of them, online sales features. So let's talk about that. You've got your website. It needs to have the capacity to be a little salesperson for you. You need an area within your website, and again, there's some great third-party systems out there that you can add to your website that will display your inventory and provide a checkout button for that. Now, what about inventory? What are we talking about here? So when you're going online, you could be looking at this video and these resources either as a new business idea, so you want to start an online business, or maybe you have a brick and mortar traditional business that you want to add an online component to. So the information we're going to go over here applies to both, really. So your product may be a hard product, so that would be something physical, tangible, like clothing or flowers or hardware goods. Or maybe it's an intangible. Maybe it is a software, for instance, software service that people are going to log into, or an ebook that people are going to download. On the flip side of products, you have services. Now, services are something else that can be packaged or certainly marketed online as well. So we'll consider that as we move forward. So we've got our website. Now, part of actually this whole triangle, of course, is we also need a customer. Now, our customers are going to be looking to our website, and they're going to be looking at the inventory section, our online store, if you will. So what should be in this online store, and how do you make one? Well, basically, this is where your products live. Ideally, you want a system that you can demonstrate very clearly what is the product. Make it easy for the client to search and to understand what the product is and how it's going to work for them, and whether it's appropriate for them or not. So again, in our resources, we talk about what type of product do you have and how can you ensure that it is being communicated properly to your customer online. Because ideally, this is a little salesperson. You want the individuals hitting your website or your online store to understand your product enough to see its value, to actually click that button to buy it and go through the sales process. Now, for more complicated products, we do understand that sometimes we hear, well, I need to talk to my customer. That may be the case, but still, you want this little tool to do some due diligence in educating your customer as to what your product is. So by the time they talk to you, they've got a good idea of what they're interested in. Now they're just down to those last sort of questions to help them decide to buy. And a lot of people who are savvy with their online tools will answer those questions, they'll sell the customer, and then sometimes say, you know what? Talk to the rest of your people. Travel is a great example of this. Talk to the rest of your group. When you're ready, come back to my website and book it online. Now, that's a lot faster for the provider of those trips, and it's more convenient for the customer. So again, having that online component can make it faster, can make it easier, and it can help you as a company diversify the products that you're offering. So what happens when the customer comes back and says, okay, I'm ready to buy? Now, typically, as part of this process, there is going to be a checkout form, and then there's going to be a little button that says buy here. Now they're going to enter their information, and they're going to take out their little credit card, and they're going to process that through the online gateway. Now it's very important to, again, reiterate that this needs to be secure. You don't want to go into the programming world, probably. There's lots of third parties that offer great, secure, certified gateways. Make sure that you're using one of those. And again, in our resources, we list them. They can be things like, simply PayPal is one of the biggest ones out there. So then what happens? Well, we got their money. Now their money is going to flow. There's two different options here. Now, depending on the system that you get, if you're using a third payment gateway, their money is going to go into escrow, into that third-party account. And then you've got your bank over here. Now, depending on the system that you've signed up for, this money may take a few days to get over to you from the third-party payment processor that you've hired. Or, depending on your program, you may need to get to a certain level of revenues before they'll send that money through. So you need to take a look at things like that. If you have a more customized solution, you may have your own merchant gateway installed into this checkout and into the website, and then the money, as soon as the customer enters it in the form, is going to flow straight through to your bank. So two different options there. So take a look at that when you're choosing what type of form you want to go into. Now that's all very good. We've got the money from the client. Now we need to get them their product. So again, this goes back to what type of inventory, what type of product do you have? So if you have an electronic product, if you're selling a book on an ebook online or software service or other things that are electronic, this can be very turnkey, which is great. You can automate this so that an email will go out and will be sent from the system as soon as the ping comes back that their credit card has been accepted. An auto email can go out to tell the client, here's your code, or here's a link to download my product. Great. You can be asleep while this is happening and money can be running into your account. On the flip side, if you have a hard product, there's a couple different models here. So if you're already in brick and mortar, you probably have a warehouse somewhere. So ideally, as soon as that sale goes through, your inventory management system, and it's important to look at automating as much of this as possible, is going to email someone at your warehouse. They're going to get a notification in the inventory system. They're going to take that piece of inventory off the shelf and they are going to ship it to the customer. Ideally, when that happens, we'd also like to see the fact that that inventory has been decreased by one and that flows back to your inventory warehouse system to an ordering system. Now, you also have other options. Now, what if you're starting a new business or you want to add new products but you don't want a warehouse? There are options for things called drop shipping. So what drop shipping is now we've got a third party over here and they have all the boxes and all the shelves and all the warehouse taken care of. You can, and there are systems out here, we explain it in some of our resource material, when the sale goes through, notification instead goes over to the drop shipper. The drop shipper sends the product to the customer and everyone gets an email notification that that has happened. And what that means is you don't have to deal with the whole inventory side of things, the shipping, all that kind of good stuff. So that's called drop shipping. So here we sort of looked at a bit of a cycle of the online sales process. Some of the key things to take away: website, certified payment processing plan or tools. And again, building your online store, you can use the website that you have and add components into it like a shopping cart and a pay here button, and that could be something like a PayPal. Or you can look to solutions like Shopify or Volution or other ones that are out there where you can actually just get a whole online store and they've got everything right there for you, where you upload the pictures of your products, you put in the pricing, the description, the order forms, and the pay buttons, and everything's right there. Quite straightforward. Collecting your money and then, of course, shipping your product. So again, this is an opportunity, hopefully, for you to consider adding a new business, diversifying the product that you have. If you're brick and mortar, how do you access more of these? Because that's what really online sales is about as well, is how do you access more customers? And increasingly, you can reach customers all over the world using online sales. Now, if you build it, will they come? Not necessarily, so you may also want to take a look at some of our resources on online marketing to get these customers to your website and products. Hopefully this has been helpful, and I look forward to talking to you further.